So I started writing songs with my sister back in 1973 or four, something like that. So it's been over 50 years now, and for the first 15 years of that, well, 10, yeah, 10 years, yeah, for the first 10 years of that process, or 15, I did something that I think is just the natural thing to expect when you set out to write songs and you want to play guitar with them, and that is I wrote songs on the guitar. I picked up the guitar and I started to explore different chords, tried to find something new, something interesting. And it's really intriguing how solidly songs are flavored by that fact. If you start the song on the guitar, it's going to sound like a song that was written on the guitar. And most songs, like folk songs and singer-songwriter type things, do sound like that. They sound like they're written on the guitar. I had the pleasure of meeting and spending a day with Jackson Browne once in the context of my job, and we were designing. I was working for an electronics design company, and Jackson Browne came by, and we worked on a system for him, a guitar. And one of the things I found out about him at that time was in that meeting was that he has to keep getting new guitars because they run out of songs. he'll play a guitar for a while and write a half a dozen songs on it, and then it'll run out of songs, and he has to go out and get another one and retire that one because the new one is going to have more songs in it. One of the first songs, I'm going to play you the two best songs that I wrote that way. They are Lifeline and Flying Dream. And the story of Lifeline is kind of fun because my dad was sitting with me and listening to my music, and he was always really amazed that I could write songs. He was a lifelong singer, and a very good one. He sang in a barbershop quartet in college and musical theater. But he couldn't write a song at all and no idea how to do it. He said, "Could you write a song right now? If I just said, write a song, could you do it?" And I said, "Sure." And I grabbed the guitar and I picked a D chord and I went just like this. And that's all I had right then. That's all I came up with. But that's writing a song. You've got it now. You've got something, a seed on the guitar, and you can expand that into a song. And I did, and I'll play it. This is Lifeline. Feel my body floating free. I see through crystal eyes. None in all humanity has ever felt so wise. Beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling, please come home. My gauges glow, they're telling me my time is running low. I have no fear of death, but God, I hate to go. There's beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The The voice of earth is calling. Please come home. My gauges glow, they're telling me my time is running low. I have no fear of death, but God, I hate to go. There's beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling. Please come home. Mother Earth, I'm coming home. It will not happen soon. For the next 10,000 years, I'll be another moon. The universe will slow me down. I know how strong you draw. And maybe in 10,000 years I'll be a shooting star. Beauty above and below me. Why must this happen so slowly? Green hills are calling me home. The voice of earth is calling. Please come home. Please come home. Thank you. Cool. The other best song from that era is called Flying Dream. And I'm sure you've heard it. I played it last time I played this concert, actually. It also started out on guitar, and it happened when I fell in love with a particular pair of chords. And it wasn't for many years until I understood why these two chords sounded so good together, and how this movement worked to carry it on. It became a central point of my study of harmonic theory later on, this one movement. And but at the beginning, it started out as just this. The Flying Dream started out as this. This is from G to B7. And it doesn't fit in any particular key. It's not in the B7 chord is not in the key of G, but it still sounds great. So it started to expand my awareness of what's permissible in harmony. It's not just 8-note, modes and keys, but you can go beyond that, and how. And I started to write a song with those two chords. It was a song, I only finished one verse and a chorus, because I discovered Flying Dream partway through that process, and I wasn't crazy about the song. It wasn't like, I got to hang on to this one. Flying Dream was definitely better. And I never played it for anybody. It was only a bedroom song as I tried to figure out what to do, because it's so snarky that I've never played it for an audience. It's a sarcastic song about astrology. So if I step on anyone's toes here, I apologize. But I'm going to give you the dubious pleasure of hearing a verse and a chorus of a song that I wrote 40 years ago and have never played for anyone, ever, even in private. It's called, what's that? Did you say something, Dana? I see your mouth, but I do not.
I just said ever. Wow.
Yeah, ever. No one has ever heard this song before. Never, not my sister,
Wow.
nobody. Because I didn't finish it and it wasn't ready to play for anybody, and then it turned into a better song. So this is called Blame It on the Sun. I'll probably get some chords wrong, but you won't know, and probably neither will I. Okay. Here we go. She must be good in bed. I read her chart, that's what it said. Scorpios can make the planets fall, but we never get along. I'm a Capricorn and that's all wrong. Maybe I won't meet her after all. Blame it on the sun. I am not at fault for what I've done. Blame it on the sun. Blame it on the sun. And that's it. That's a fragment of Garrett song never before heard by anybody in the world. And
I knew you were going to say Scorpio as soon as I heard the first few
the first thing must have been a good minute. Right, exactly. That's beautiful. Capricorn's only in there because it scans with the yeah.
Are you really a Capricorn?
No, I'm a Pisces.
Ah. Says
Yeah.
the lady who's into astrology.
Oh yeah, right. Well now you know that about me. I'm forever a mystery, though, as far as my deeper chart, because nobody in my family has any idea what time of day I was born. Yeah, been trying to find that out for decades, but
There's still a lot you can learn of your chart without that.
Yes.
I think it mainly only impacts, I think, the rising sign.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all the other planets you can know.
Yeah, good.
Some houses, though, it impacts the houses, I heard. I don't know how.
Well, here's the song that became. Milk and honey on the stove, a big band on the radio. Open up the curtains to the sky. Fill my cup and hit the light and stare out at the starry night. I wonder if I'll ever learn to fly. It feels so easy, feels so right to rise above the city lights. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. I hope I have my flying dream tonight. As I know I'm doing something right, I'm gliding down the street. I feel my body rise above the ground, dodging all the power lines and mountains that I meet. I'm free until the morning comes around, coming down. Bacon cooking on the stove, the Beatles on the radio, The sky is blue, the clouds are drifting by. I wonder how I got to be a prisoner of gravity. I know there's more to me than meets the eye. I know that I could fly right now if I could just remember how. I know I'll make it through the day all right if I can have my flying dream tonight. Ooh, flying dream. Thank you. Yeah. That's probably my best known song. There are more recordings of it and performances of it on the internet than just about anywhere. I want to say hi to Stephen Brown. I've not seen you in many years. Greetings. And I see that Bill Cope is here. Hi, it's been a while for you too. Sung a couple of house concerts at Bill's house. And Erica just showed up. And, oh yeah, one of Naomi's friends. Hi, and Naomi herself. Hello. Nice to see you. I'm just about to get to where I had my major songwriting breakthrough epiphany. I was living in Northgate, Washington, the north end of town of Seattle, and I had a brand new boy. My son, who's now 34, was an infant, a tiny infant, and his mom decided that she needed to go and do a business venture. It was something that was away from the house, and it took like a couple of months. So I was there taking care of my, not infant, he was young, he was a year old, taking care of my young son, and had some time on my hands, and I really missed my wife. And the first 3 words of a song came into my head without the guitar. This had happened a little bit before, but I'd gone right to the guitar immediately. Snooze Alarm is one example of a song where I got it in my head and then went to the guitar pretty soon. But this song, all that happened was I got 3 notes in my head. Jump my bones. That's it. But within those 3 notes is the seed of that entire song. It's got the right it's got the rhythm, it's got the feel of the rhythm, it's got the tempo, it's got the general, almost into what genre it is, and it even hints at the harmonic structure and the tone of the lyrics. So what I realized with that was I've got like an acorn here, and if I can just let that thing grow into whatever it wants to grow into, without it being influenced by the guitar, then I can go to the guitar. And what happened was I continued to go through that phrase, jump my bones, and then the part that attaches to the front of it started to appear. It just went, you know how a song goes through your head? I'm sure, I would imagine that most or all people will have a tune from the radio or something, or a favorite song go through their head. But this was a new tune starting to go through my head. And so I just listened. I just let it go through my head and listened. And sure enough, pretty quick it was, you better jump my bones when you get home. And then this ooh yeah attached itself to the end. When you get home, ooh yeah. And all of a sudden, it has a genre. All of a sudden, it's a reggae song. Because what other genre has ooh yeah in it, right? And the timbale started to sound. There's a particular little high-pitched drum that's used in reggae, and it's on quite, some drum kits and stuff. And it sounds kind of like, and so that started going through my head, and I went ahead and finished the song without going to the guitar. When I finally got to the guitar, I found that there was no way I could play I couldn't play that little riff, so I had to do it with my voice. And that opened up a whole world of, hey, I can do things, I can sing guitar parts. Why not? I can sing drum parts. I can do stuff with my voice to enhance the acoustic guitar. So that was a breakthrough. And then when I finally went to write the thing and got out the guitar, I figured out what key it ought to be in to best suit my voice. And so, yeah. And I discovered that the verse that I had in my head was in minor, and that the chorus was, the verse was in major, and the chorus was in minor, which is backwards from the songwriting convention. Usually you want a little lift of energy in the chorus, and it's very common for a verse to be minor-y and for it to go to major chords for the chorus. And I wouldn't have thought of that if I'd have just been doing what my guitar habits were. So that also taught me a new thing. So that's a lot of didacticism there, but that's the story. That's how I discovered all those things learning this song. And that's important, the word learning. I didn't write it in this way. I'll show you. I'll talk a little bit more. I'll just play the song now, though. I call you on the telephone. You tell me that you're all alone. I curl up in my easy chair and I pretend I got you there to love me like you did before. You took your loving out my door. I never like to let you go. Oh babe, I love you so you better jump my bones when you get home. Oh yeah, you've been gone too long. You better jump my bones when you get home. Oh yeah. Boom ba boom bam. Ba do 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 bam. Ba do ba do bam. Ra da 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 do. Ba do ba dum ba do bam ba 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 booty and dam booby am boobity boom. I love you when you're gone away. You know I know you're not to blame. Love the things you do to me. Without you, girl, it's not the same. You better jump my bones when you get home. Ooh yeah, you've been gone too long. You better jump out my bones when you get home. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ay 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 ay. Ra da 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 da. Ba da ba da ba dee ba dum ba ba doo ba da ba 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 doo da ba be am ba dee ba. La 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 la. Ra da 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 da. Jump my bones, jump my bones. There, yeah. Thanks very much. So I said learn that song, and that's exactly what it is. From that point forward, I resolved that I would write the song in my head, including the music, the lyrics, the music, and everything. And then only when it was basically done, maybe a few lyric things to work out or a little structure, then I would take the guitar and I'd have the exciting process of teaching myself that song. It was like covering. At that point, it's like covering a song instead of being like how do I play this part? How do I play that part? What are the chords under this? And what for me a song is the melody and the lyrics and the feel. And you can get all three of those in your head with more breadth of imagination than you can when you're playing an instrument that you know patterns on and already know chord progressions. But if you're just doing it in your pure imagination, then you'll think of things that you wouldn't think otherwise. You have more imagination that way. And then you can teach them to yourself.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah, sure.
So I can understand words and writing words in a song because I suppose it's somewhat akin to writing poetry in some ways. But what about non-word sounds and what dictates their use in a song? Because you hear that all the time, and you did it in that song as well.
Yeah. For me, I don't know how other songwriters do it. Probably by playing on most of them by playing on their instruments and then just like improvising and seeing what sounds good. And I've done that too. There are some exceptions. There's a guitarist named David Gilmour. Anybody familiar with David Gilmour? He's an electric guitarist. He played with Pink Floyd, and he has some solo work. And he's famous for his lyrical, easy to understand, and really beautiful guitar solos. Gilmour's guitar solos are among the best ever. And he writes them by singing them. He sings them first. So he does what I do, essentially. He sings the solo, and then he learns how to play it on guitar. And boy, do his solos sound different. If you listen to a guitar riff by a band like Rat or somebody, it's intense. It's intense, and there's all kinds of stuff happening, but it's obviously written on guitar, obviously. Whereas Gilmour's don't sound like they're written on guitar. They're written to be sung.
So did you use any other instruments, like a keyboard or anything, to figure out the chords, or you just did it in your head?
I just don't do that. But figuring out the chords, actually, I don't really hear the chords. It's not Mozart. I'm not just writing out the notation for the song from my brain. It's more like I can hear the song, and then I just listen to it. When it comes to you hit on something really important. In my head, it has a certain feel. It makes me feel a certain way. And every way that you harmonize a melody, which every melody has many, many different ways you could harmonize it, decent chord progressions that would go with it. And so there's a cut and try process where I'll just sing the song over and over again, try every possible combination of chords until it feels the way that it felt in my head. So yeah, when it comes
you get the melody without the chords?
Pardon?
You get the melody separate from the chords?
Oh yes.
Like when you hear it in your head, you just get a melody, but you don't get the harmonics underlying it?
Yes, and that's vital to the process. The harmonic underlying is there, but not in a sense of, sometimes, but not usually not in a sense of, oh, that's a G7 chord. It's usually just, here's the melody, and it feels like that underneath it. And then when I play the guitar, I search for the chords that it feels like. I search for the chords that feel like that. And I studiously avoid writing melodies anywhere near the guitar. Yeah.
Like you used to.
Correct. You can hear the difference in the melodies of my first 10 years of songs. You can hear the chords in them. What you want to do, there's a G chord. It's got 3 notes in it, and if you start singing along with that and trying to write a melody to that, you're going to be somewhat limited to those notes. But real melodies, they are not limited to those notes. Real melodies do not just jump around to the 3 notes that are in the chord. They go to all kinds of other intervals, and every one of those intervals evokes a different emotion. They're not human emotions, or they're not like sadness or grief or longing, or you can describe them as that. But musical emotions, the emotions evoked by music, have their own quality. They're musical emotions. They exist in that world, and they don't quite map to the emotions we experience in life. Thank you for listening. I appreciate your questions.
There's a guy I know indirectly, and he does some instructional videos or dissection videos, and he does Gilmour's Money solo. I just put a link in the chat. Video.
Great.
And I had no idea that he sang them before he played them.
I just found that out not recently, not too long ago in a YouTube video, a YouTube interview.
It was fascinating to see what he does here, and then think about how Gilmore was like singing to get the solo.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, his rhythm parts are often figured out on guitar, but then he sings the solos. Yeah. So that's Jump My Bones, and some years later, and so I kept on doing this, and pretty much that Jump My Bones was about 1991 or so, and after that, I really was devoted to this songwriting method, and it's just taught me so much. It's taught me tons of new guitar, and it's taught me big insights into harmony, and so forth. The next song I want to talk about is Bug Zapper, and Bug Zapper was also, of course, an in my head song before I figured it out, and it has some chords in it that I would never, ever, ever think of using in a song, and they sound great. So it's an example of how that principle works. The first fun thing about Bug Zapper is that the main riff, or the main lead riff, came to me in a dream. I was asleep and I had been working on the song, and then this thing came to me in a dream. So it's and that was just, I dreamed it, and then I woke up and I went, wow, I remember that. I'm going to go to the guitar and figure it out right now. Another thing about it is this bridge, those it's hard to start a song in the middle. So that chord is in there. What is that doing in there? I'm going to have to just play you the song because I can't, for some reason it's totally integrated and I can't do anything else. She's got long black hair and pretty blue eyes. Get a little closer, there's a big surprise. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. I saw her at a party, I started to stare. My buddy grabbed my arm and said, I wouldn't go there. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. Ooh, I couldn't stop myself, it was a kind of a trance. I walked across the room and I asked her to dance. 100-volt tingle going through my skin. I can't help it, buddy, I'm going in. Ooh, look at the pretty blue light. I told her she was dangerous and bought her a drink. She said, you better kiss me quick before you start to think. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. So I went ahead and kissed her, and I kissed her again, and every little hair stood up on end. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. Ooh, we suddenly decided we were ready for more. My buddy waited for us. He was blocking the door. He said, you're crazy. I said, you're right. I'm a June bug, and there's a party at the porch light. She's got long black hair and pretty blue eyes. Get a little closer, there's a big surprise. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. She's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. Ooh, she's a bug zapper, buddy. Don't go towards the light. Yeah. Thank you. So that's the chord is in there where it goes, I'm a June bug and there's a party at the porch light. That chord is definitely not in that key. And so how does that work? And I spent years working on how to figure out how that fits into the thing. And I still haven't completely satisfied myself as to why that chord sounds so good in that spot. So that's fun. Maybe Eric, you and I can talk about that sometime.
What are the two chords?
It's in the key of A and the chord is a B flat.
So from A to B flat?
Yep, it's a half step above the tonic. So like, what's that doing in there? That's like straight out of Thousand Arabian Nights music or something, you know? What's that? What is that chord? Why does that sound good? So I've been puzzling over that for a long time. Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah. It has another thing where I never did figure it out. I had the feel of the song when I finished it. There's a one spot in the song, and I must have tried 15 different chord progressions over it, and I finally got it just last year. I've been playing Bug Zapper since the 90s, and I just got it this year. This one piece of the song. It was okay, but I knew that chord was not exactly right, and I kept trying alternatives until I finally found it. So I never stop. I don't stop writing these songs. They're not done until till I am. And that one also illustrates another thing about my songwriting is it's really important to me to do something different musically every song I write. I don't want to finish a single song without trying to put something in there that I've never heard before in either my own songs or anybody else's. And that's one of them. I've never heard that chord, and of course I'm sure if I had heard all songs, I would find many examples. But at least I try to do something different from what I've ever heard before. Yeah. Well, then in the mid 2000s, I discovered the Lattice of fifths and thirds, which is an amazing tool. I can talk about it endlessly, and I won't. But I just want to let you know that there is a way of organizing notes in a two-dimensional lattice framework. It was come up with by a guy named Helmholtz back in the 19th century, who was a student of acoustics and sound and music. And he did the first one. He called it the Tonnettes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And it's been grown and expanded upon. And there's an author who's probably my favorite author on any subject ever. His name is W.A. Matthew, and he wrote a book called Harmonic Experience, which uses this lattice to just analyze everything from single notes to Beethoven. And it's really amazing. It has intervals of major thirds along one axis, and then the other axis is fifths, perfect fifths. But the interactions between notes on that thing open up an amazing world of understanding of harmony. And I've used it as a tool in writing songs. I'm still doing it in my head. But this particular song that I'm going to play for you next, I utilized the lattice more consciously and more thoroughly than I did any of my other songs. It's called Like a Bell. There's a lot of tools that a songwriter can use. And I don't do this often. I do not do this often. But I do feel a connection with the muse. I feel like there is something bigger than me from where some of these songs come. And some of them more than others. Some of them I really think I wrote that. Others, not so sure. It's like, what? Where did that come from? And I communicate with the muse once in a while. And when I was in a dry spell in San Francisco, I paced the floor of my apartment for hours and hours. I had the place to myself. And I paced the floor and I was praying for a song, which it's really a rare attitude for me. But I was like, come on, I really need a song now. Bring me a song. Bring it to me. And around that time, I got this email that was very powerful, had a tremendous impact on me. And that triggered it, and the song started coming down. And I wrote it very quickly, unlike most of my songs. So yeah, the muse actually answered my prayer and I'm really pleased. And when I got into it, I used the lattice to refine the chords. It's a very latticey song. If any of you ever joins me in that study of the lattice, you'll see what I mean. It doesn't really move in a key, it moves on the lattice. So here we go. Whoa, whoa, I can't believe my eyes. I didn't think I'd see you in my mail again. I didn't realize you can get an adrenaline rush from a name. I've been feeling pretty zen, a little recreational desire and fear. What's this crazy mix of anticipation and blue lights flashing in my rear view mirror? What's happening to me? You got me walking, you got me talking to myself. What's happening to me? You got me singing, you got me ringing like a bell. Whoa, whoa, wow, wow, I threw the I Ching. I didn't like the answer and I threw it again. I hear the telephone ring and my heart starts thumping like a tennis shoe in the washing machine. I wonder what'll happen if I pick up the phone. The voiceover in my imagination is telling me I've entered the erogenous zone. What's happening to me? You got me shaking, you got me waking up at night. What's happening to me? I think about you, I feel my DNA divide. What's happening to me? You got me walking, you got me talking to myself. What's happening to me? You got me singing, you got me ringing like a bell. Whoa, whoa, wow, wow, wow. You got me ringing like a bell. Oh, 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 oh. You got me ringing like a bell. Thank you. One of the latticey things about that song is that there's a moment where there's a song that is not on the piano. The lattice has some notes that are not on the piano. They're in between. The blue notes are the easiest of those to understand, and then they show up the most in music. Blue notes are slightly flat. For the blue third, for example, is slightly flat of the minor third, and the major. It's a flatted third note. And there's a note in here that is on the lattice but isn't on the keyboard, and it's what's happening to me? You got me singing, you got me ringing like a bell. So I hold that note, and that is a held blue note, which is not very common in music. So anyway, I used the lattice to justify holding that note, and it resonates. There's a growly sort of consonance to that note that is not available in standard tuning. So there you go.
Sounds like a 7 chord there.
Yeah, it is
It sounds like a 7.
It is a harmonic 7th chord. You are exactly right, Dana. It's not. It's the note is the blue third, but because it's over
So
a
the
different
third is
chord,
a little bit flatter.
a little
A
flatter.
little bit flat.
This is it's flat. Yeah, this is a seventh chord that is flat, because it's a different chord, and I don't want to explain why, but within this chord, it's the seventh. It's the seventh of this chord. But there are 4 or 5 different kinds of minor sevenths, all tuned slightly differently, and they all serve different functions. For example, this one, which is tuned just like the equal tempered scale, has a certain feel. It's this note. And it really wants to lead to this chord. Right? This feels incomplete. That feels complete. It's the strongest force in chords leading to each other, and the classical composers used it all the time. They'd use it to end. Half the songs in classical music end with, end with those 2 chords in a row. But the harmonic seventh is quite a bit flat of this note. You can't play it on guitar. I can't play it on acoustic guitar. And so I'll have to sing it. It goes, it's like this. It sounds finished. It doesn't lead to another chord. It has a different function, and the harmonic lattice illustrates that and shows why. It's quite a tool. The commonest place you'll hear that is in Happy Birthday and many more. That's what that note is.
But it could resolve. That could resolve.
It could resolve, and it's just that the power. If you listen closely, the power of the other one towards the other chord it's more dissonant, and so there's also this urge. That adds to the urge to resolve it to the other chord.
I didn't quite catch the difference, but we'll have to talk about it another time.
It's really hard to hear in a situation like this. Yeah, it's something to listen to, but it does. You can feel it. It's definitely feelable. So there's one more aspect of songwriting that I want to talk about, and that is what I do with lyrics. How I do lyrics. They're super important to me. Lyrics are almost the point. I love the music, and the writing of the music is a joy. But the lyrics are incredibly important. And what I'll do is I will start writing lyrics. I've got a theme. I've got a sort of a musical core to the thing. And I just take notes. I take notes and I write down way too many lyrics and keep on coming up with ideas and refining them. And I throw away stuff. I'm pretty brutal about it. Sometimes I've thrown away some pretty good lyrics or saved them for another song. But it's really important to me that my lyrics be, every word matter. Every word matters. Every choice between and or but matters tremendously. It gives you a different feel for what that lyric means, the subtleties of it. So it takes me many years to write a song. And I want to sing the song that is the most striking example of that, which is 7 Miles to Memphis. I was riding on a bus from Seattle to Memphis, Tennessee, and it took 3 days, and I made a bunch of friends along the way, as one does, on a long bus ride. And it was a tremendous story, but for years it was just a story. But there was a song seed. When we were just about to cross the big bridge that goes from Arkansas into Tennessee, there was a sign that said Memphis 7, and the chorus of this song developed over those 7 miles. By the time I got off the bus, I had just the chorus, which is which starts, "It's 7 miles to Memphis, did you read the sign?" And then it grew in the front, it grew in the back until I had the chorus in my head. But even at that time, I didn't want to take that to guitar. That was long before Jump My Bones. But even at that time, I still didn't want to take it to guitar. I wanted to let it develop in my head. And I did, but nothing happened. I was completely stuck at that point for 20 years. And 20 years later, the first 2 lines of the song came to me, just out of nowhere, the right melody and the right words. And And that was just a miracle. Oh my God, there's more to that song that I've been singing to myself for 20 years without getting any further on it. And I started collecting lyrics, and I piled them up and piled them up and piled them up. When I was done with, when I had enough lyrics, I had to change the song structure in order to accommodate them all. And that's another learning, very recent on that one, is that traditional song structures don't need to put the lyrics in a box. If there's too many bridges in the lyrics or too much of something that doesn't fit the existing song structure, write a new part, or use 3 bridges instead of 1, or sing the chorus first, or I mean, you can just. I got freer in this song, and the song structure is unusual, and I lost some of my habits here. So, anyway, finally I finished it driving around in Oregon, right after visiting John Schinnerer, actually, who's in this meeting. I finished that song right after the last time I visited you, and I think it might have been I'm pretty sure it was 2022. Yeah. And the song needs 2 capos. I don't always worry about making my lyrics, stories completely true in every respect, but for this one it was important. And so for those of you who haven't heard this before, and I know there's a few on the call, this is a completely true story. Good thing the statute of limitations has expired. She got on at the Portland station on the first day out of 3. I liked the way she looked, and I was glad when she sat by me. She said, "Honey, what's your destination?" I said, "Memphis, Tennessee. I got a pickin' partner there, and it's a place I've always wanted to be." By the time we got to Bend, I knew her whole life story. She knew my dreams and my plans. By morning she was sleeping with her head on my shoulder. I was a happy man. Have a good life. It's been good to know you. It's 7 miles to Memphis. Did you read the sign? Have a good life. It's been good to know you, and maybe sometime, if the wind is right, we'll blow in the same direction for another night. It's a crazy world, and crazy things happen all the time. Next day, we made friends with the neighbors, and I got down my guitar. A couple of the many things you can't do in your car. The kid from Colorado had a 12-string Gibson, and he played on a couple of songs. And then he gathered up his stuff and motioned us to come along. 'Cause everybody knows that all the cool kids gravitate to the back of the bus. We made up endless verses to the Trailways Blues until the driver yelled at us. I was traveling with a sheet of paper that was laced with LSD. I cut apart a dozen hits and passed them out for free. A couple hours later, we were all best buddies, and I started playing my own songs. I'd only written half a dozen, so I had to play them twice, and everybody sang along. Have a good life. It's been good to know you. It's 7 miles to Memphis. Did you read the sign? Have a good life. It's been good to know you, and maybe sometime, if the wind is right, we'll blow in the same direction for another night. It's a crazy world, and crazy things happen all the time. We stopped to get some breakfast and the scenery kept moving. When does this cafe slow down? We laughed until it hurt, 'cause they call it trailways. What a trip we took to Memphis town. I had a goodbye hug with my friend from Portland, and we promised that we'd stay in touch. We meant it when we said it, but we knew it doesn't happen too much. I turned back and hollered from the top of the stairs, I'm gonna make it, you wait and see. There was a chorus of agreement and they all waved back at me. Well, I never stopped writing, I never stopped singing. Did I make it in the music biz? Well, if you do what you love, love will follow. And if that's not success, what is? Have a good life. It's been good to know you. It's 7 miles to Memphis. Did you read the sign? Have a good life. It's been good to know you. And maybe sometime, if the wind is right, we'll blow in the same direction for another night. It's a crazy world, and crazy things happen all the time. It's a crazy world, and crazy things happen all the time. Thank you. Thank you. Boy, I'll tell you, after 40 years, it was a moment when I finally picked up the guitar. Because I did it. I disciplined myself that whole time to not know what key that song was in or what chords I was going to play, but just to develop it in my brain. It was when I got out and went, oh my God, I've reached the point with this 40-year-old song. It's been going through my head all that time. And it's time to figure out what key it's in. Oh boy, it's in, oh my God, it's in D. Oh my God, it's in D. and I get to use a B flat in it, which is not in the key. Anyway, it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. If you want to take a crack at writing a song, I highly recommend that technique. It's super rewarding.